Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dackman Productions and welcome to Conahey Southern. So, for those of you who are my O-Gauge viewers, don't be shocked. I did not leave O-Gauge. So, for those of you who missed it, you can go back and look at my video called My Secret Project, which is my HO layout. And I do mention in there I did not leave O-Gauge. I still have all my Conrail, everything's still down there in the basement and so forth and so on. I just wanted to dabble a little bit in the HO for my taste of today's modern day railroading. Um, and a lot of people were really understanding of that, and I really appreciate your support of doing both O-Gauge and now HO. So currently this layout is a 4x8. I do plan on adding another 4x8 this way. Uh, Somebody commented they didn't think there was enough room to add another 4x8 this way. The way the camera's set up, it looks like this room is a lot smaller than what it is. But yeah, there's plenty of room to go this way. But so currently, I do have plans to add on to this. I revealed everything in that video as far as what I did here. So if you want to see me explain about this layout, you can go back and watch that video. I'll put the link in the description. So today's video is going to focus on my great scale train show HO scale haul. I know it's going to blow away some of my O-Gauge viewers. Like, what? Now you're doing an HO haul show video on top of that? I'm like, yeah, why not? Why not show off what I have here and what I've done? And so, first of all, let me just say, I like I said in the other video, I put O-Gauge first. I went through the whole entire show. I didn't see anything there that would fit Conahey rail, high rail, O-Gauge, Conrail era. So I went back around and looked for through HO stuff, and there were stuff there that I wanted. And I did have people come up to me and said, "Yeah, the Great Scale Train Show, that should be great for you now that you are dabbling in HO." Absolutely. If you're an HO scale person, there's a ton of it there. Some great vendors, great manufacturers with building kits. So if you're looking for HO of any sort of type buildings, trains, there's a ton of vendors there. You got to go. Um, but so anyway, let's move forward. So yes, this is going to be my first Great Scale Train Show video haul. So let's get with it. What did I get? So first thing I picked up was this hedgerow kit from my house over there in the corner. I'll show it to you. This is JTT. So here you can see the hedgerow kit that I got for my house in the corner that I'm still working on. Next thing I picked up were these Woodland Scenics Tufts. These are tough strips. I actually like these. These are really nice, the strips. What I do with the strips is I lay them across the sides of the railroad track to make it look like the grass is overgrown. And it helps to cover up the track area to make it look more realistic. I really like the look of these. I'm gonna just keep buying this stuff until it's a little on the expensive side. You get 5 pieces, no 4. Sorry about that. So you get 4 pieces of strips for $10. So it's kind of expensive for what I'm doing. Probably be cheaper if I just bought the static grass and did it that way, but I don't have time for that. So I buy it this way. It's stick and peel. You pull the film off of it, and here you go. You pull the film off of it and you stick it down. You're done. So sticking with that today's modern railroad, I actually bought, and we'll get this out and we'll look at it. Is this Otter Valley Railroad NSC 6400 cubic foot gondola, and it is in the Cardella road name. Now, what they use these for is waste, trash. So these are basically trash gondolas. Cardella is actually based in North Bergen, New Jersey. So this is a current business that's still here operating and uses trains for waste management. So it's cool to have something that's a business in my own state. Now for the big ticket item. I was up in the air whether I wanted to get this or not. And you'll see why here in a minute. But I was contemplating, looking back and forth, thinking about it, and it's like, well, it's at the end of the day. If it's still there, I'll probably pick it up. And it was. And I got a great deal on it. So let's take a look. So I stopped by the Yankee Dabbler booth. And Yankee Dabbler is in South Jersey, so it's quite a local shop to me. Yankee Dabbler does have a YouTube channel that does store demos. It's kind of a funny video to watch. So you have Engineer Hall. Make sure you subscribe to him. He does the videos and editing there, along with DJH Productions, and they put on a hilarious demo of what the store sells. So it's I never miss their show. I always love watching it. But Yankee Dabbler is always at these local shows. And so what did I pick up? And we'll get this out of the box and look at it. So I ended up picking up a Athearn Genesis CSX SD60M. And they gave me a good deal on it. So this is DCC with sound. So when I got in, I was already used to controls. So my O-gauge layout is totally Lionel Legacy. So when I started this layout, I wanted controls. And so this is my layout is DCC. I didn't want to go DC analog. Some people don't like it. That's fine. Some people rather not deal with DCC, but I love it. I've only been doing this for a year, and I love it. I use Digitrax. Great system, I think, to use. Some people like other brands, but anyway, so we're going to get this out of the box. We'll look at it. I'm not going to do a review on it and talk about what's correct and what's not. That's not what I do. If you watch my O-Gauge channel, that's not something I do. I normally talk about the prototypical part of it and the history. So my modeling timeline is a lot more broader than other people's may be. And some people stay within a 3 or 4 year period. However, mine's a little bit more broader than that. So I'm sticking with, when I say modern day stuff, I'm sticking with trains when the FRA regulated them to have the safety stripes put on them, which is FRA regulation number 224. So FRA regulation number 224 is what mandated all railroads to have safety striping on their equipment, locomotives, rail cars. This law was implemented in 2005. And it was also retroactive to having to put the safety striping on anything that was moving up and down the rails after 6 months after the first brake test. You had to apply these stripes on there. So you could use either yellow or white. The more common color safety stripe is the yellow. So if I see something that I want for my railroad that's still being used today and it doesn't have the safety stripes on it, I'll just add to it. I'll just add the stripes to it. So everything on one of my rules is everything on my layout must have yellow striping. And I have bought cars without it. I just buy the decals. There's a seller on eBay who sells them. I apply the decals. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and put a couple things on here and we'll talk about it. So here is the Otter Valley Railroad NSC 6400 gondola out of the box. Again, it's in a Cardella road name. Cardella is a waste management company based in North Bergen, New Jersey. It's got the proper safety stripes on it. Does have rotating wheel bearing caps on it, which is kind of impressive for an HO car, in my mind anyway. Because not even O gauge, all the rail cars have rotating wheel bearing caps. And the one thing I liked about it is the cut lever detail on this car is really nice. And you can see the the end of the car detail right there. It's just a beautiful job. They did the silver tipped air brake line. A car for me is worth the price. So I paid $52 for this car, which is actually on the high end of an HO car, but yeah, it's right in the same range as other high end cars such as the Athearn Genesis. So I would I would I would buy more of these. Now these would run as a unit train. There has been like a 70 car unit train of these running, or you can mix a couple of these and a mixed freight train as well. So either way, I'm running them as prototypical right now at $52 a piece. I'll be running them either one or two in a freight car mix. The EMD SD60 was the replacement for the huge failure of the SD50. The SD50 is what cost EMD its #1 selling spot, but that's a subject for a different video. At any rate, the SD60 was a little too late to recover, but it was a great locomotive. The SD60M was introduced in 1989 as a safety cab equipped version of the SD60, using 3-window cab previously used on the F59PH and the SD42F. Compared to the SD60, the underframe was lengthened 5 inches towards the front to accommodate the new cab, and the handbrake was moved from the short hood to the rear of the long hood, but the rest of the frame and hood remained largely the same. Later units saw the introduction of a 2-window cab that would be carried over to the SD70 series, along with the changes to the front of the hood and underframe that were not incorporated into the standard SD60. The 3-window safety cabs were nicknamed the Triclops. CSX EMD SD70M number 8765 was originally painted in the YN2 paint scheme, which those who are not familiar is the blue and gray paint scheme, and then later on painted into the YN3. It was around 2018 that CSX started selling off their SD60M and SD60I locomotives. Some were sold to LTEX, some being sold back off to Progress Rail, and I'm not sure if any got scrapped or not, but I'd like to hear about it in the comments. Okay, so that's the EMD SD60M. Athearn Genesis Tsunami 2 sound. Now, just for a little bit of background, I first started buying scale trains locomotives with lock sounds in them. Anybody who's ever run scale trains locomotives would know they got a very high momentum setting to them. I really got used to that and really loved the momentum setting because I thought it was more realistic. A real locomotive doesn't take off from 0 to 60 like it's a Mustang GT, and it doesn't stop dead uh, like a driver trying to show off in a Mustang GT after it hits 3 parked cars and takes out a telephone pole. um, so one of the things that I do now when I get the Athearn Genesis Tsunami is I set the momentum in it. I can show you how that's done. If you've never done that before, it's no big deal. It's easy to do. Also, as an O gauge person, I love cab chatter. I've gotten used to that with the Lionel and MTH locomotives. I understand a lot of HO people consider cab chatter unrealistic and unprototypical because they said you would never hear it anyway. However, I do what I like, and I like cab chatter. And I can show you how to set that up because it seems like because most of the HO people don't like it, they seem to have the volume for cab chatter turned down. So one of the things I do is when I program the road number, I'm going to program the momentum in it. I'm also going to program the volume for the cab chatter. And then I can show you how the cab chatter works. Alright, so I got this locomotive on a programming track. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and program the cab number. I don't use the 4-digit number. I use the 2-digit numbering system. It makes it a little bit easier. So on Digitrax, you just hit the menu button. Number 1, quick decoder setup. And then number 1 again for the short address. And this is how easy this is to do. And then we're going to write in, well, you can do this one of two ways. You can read it. So let's go ahead and read it. And there you go. It's factory set for 0003. Alright, so I'm going to press data. And then we're going to go 0, 0, 6, 5. And then we're going to write. So I just made the address 2, or the short address, 0065, which is the last 2 CAD numbers. Now, for those who have a bigger roster, or like the 4-digit, you can do 84 or at the long address. I always do the short one, at least for right now. Alright, so we press locomotive, go back in here. Now we're going to go into CV programmer, which is number 2. And you're going to pick out number 2, direct on programming track, which is the recommended method. And now you're going to press the CV number that you want. So you got these short keys. So to enter the CV number you want, you got to press the letter A. And then you can enter the CV code number that you want to change, which for us is going to be 0003. All right. 0003 is the forward momentum. So in order to change that number, we're going to go and ahead and press B, which is the CV data. And I made notes of what I like. So I'm going to change that to 0200. And then I'm going to press A to write it. And that's it. Task go text. It's just as simple as that. The CV, right? You just got to know what the CV codes are to write them. I mean, this is really easy stuff. All right, so the next CV number, we're going to press back, which is C. Then we're going to go to the next one. So I'm going to press A, which is CV number. So it's going to be 0004. Okay, that's your momentum in reverse. So I want to change that. So I'm going to press B, which is CV data. And I like it to be 0125. That's what I like the best. And then I'm going to write that. Okay, task okay. So now I got momentum programmed into this thing. But I'm not done yet because I want to turn the cab chatter on. Or turn it up, actually, because it's turned down from the factory yet. I don't... So we're going to go ahead and hit back, which is C. Then we're going to hit A again. CV number. You gotta tell it what you want to do. So I press A, which is telling it I want to enter a CV number, which is going to be 0160. That's cab chatter. And there's a book on all the CV numbers, by the way. Like, these locomotives come with a book. And then I want to change the CV data, so I want to change the CV data, so I'm going to press the letter B. And I want that number to be 0225. And then I'm going to write, which is A. And task okay. So just like that, I just changed the volume of the cab chatter. So from 0 to max is from 0 to 255. So, like, for example, the loudest setting for cab chatter would be 255. The most momentum you can enter is 255. So that, hopefully that helps out a little bit. So now this should be all programmed and ready to roll. So let's see how it goes. So let's go ahead and fire it up. Man, that sounds good. I just love that E&D sound. So let's listen to the cab chatter.
Dispatcher to the work extra. Let's copy a new warrant. Over. Work extra ready to copy. Over. That is correct. Okay, time 11:43. 12 CDM. Dispatcher 86 Amtrak 5 over. Amtrak 5 over. Approach signal at the interlocution. Over. Roger. 5 out. That exceeds 25 mile per hour between milepost 55.75 and milepost 56.00. Main track flying clear. 6-1 down to the BN. Let's clear line. Signal indication BN.
I just love the cab chatter on these smart. I mean, I don't know. You guys are missing out, in my opinion.
Track detector. Milepost 372.3. No defect. Detector out. NS 238 dispatcher. We're ready to take the signal at the diamond. Over.
All right. This is just cool. All right, so go ahead and we're going to turn the lights on.
Correct, show track point located at 1733 173 SCT over. Thank you, dispatch.
I love this cab chatter. Just love it. All right, so let's see the difference in the momentum. Right now I have it on. You can see it's picking up real slow, just like it's supposed to. All right, I'm going to hit brake. See how it slows down? Really nice. Now let's back it up. Alright, so that's what I like. I like realistic motion, even though I love cab chatter. Alright, let's put this thing on the train and we're gonna pull her out of the yard here with a train on it.
I'm going to bring a westbounder up to number 1 track there. Stay in the clear until talk to you. Track detector. Milepost 372.3. No defect. Detector out. Detector milepost 47.2. No defects. Repeat, no defects. Out. Direct, okay, time 11:23. 143 hours CDM. Take this back to 11 over. Hey, number 11, if you have locomotive maintenance, give us a call about the week. I'll let locomotive know. Thank you. Roger. NS-238 dispatcher. We're ready to take the signal at the diamond. Over. Hold this first stop on me. Got some maintenance way up city there. Should be clear anything there, Joe.
Alright, so there's my run. I'm very happy. So, one thing I can say about DCC and HO is that you're not stuck with something if you don't like it. Like, let's say you don't like the horn in this thing, you can actually go in and change that. If you don't like the locomotive sounds, which is correct for this one, but it is, let's say you get something that's not correct, you can actually go in and change that. So there's so many things you can do to make the model that you didn't like into something you do like, as far as feature wise. Because in O gauge, with the sound files and a horn and the locomotive sounds, it's all generic and it's not particular to the locomotive. And there's nothing you can do about it. But in the world of HO, you can actually change things just like I did. So I was so used to having momentum, I wanted that, and now I have it. It didn't take that long to do. I wanted cab chatter. I turned the sounds up in it so I can hear it, and now I have that. So, and if let's say that CSX still ran this and they swapped out to a different horn, I say, oh, it doesn't match what the horn is now. Well, I can go in and change that. So it's just a whole different world. HO is a whole different world, and I really enjoying this little world as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Conahey Southern, the CSX subdivision, the modern day railroad that I'm putting together in HO, and having a little fun with that. So I'm doing again O gauge and HO, not leaving O gauge. Anyway, we'll catch you guys at the next show. See you guys later. Goodbye.